Today, I'm taking a break. Alright, hang on. There we go. I'm taking a break from painting for a second. I might, depending on how well the stream goes, go and do a painting also, but I'm going to start my necklaces here. Because I wrote my own necklaces, because sometimes it's better to rope your own necklaces. I like the texture of yarn, so I tend to use yarn more than anything else. Alright. I'm going to do a red and black rope. I think I have my little kit in here. I have other stuff in here, but I got my little kit somewhere. But I'm not going to be doing embroidery today with this. But I have my tarot cards. I got my 3 necklaces I'm going to rope right here. And I take this pegboard when I'm roping my necklaces. And I'm waiting. Do some tarot card readings. I got those too. Right here. I got that. And I guess what kind of day you guys having? So far mine's pretty good. I kind of like the one I was wearing the other day, this multicolored one, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one. A lot of times I do this just for my own personal. And when you go, it's just like a regular corn roll when you do these. And I'm doing a rope with 3 colors. There's my 3rd color. I'm going to go with purple, like a nice neutral color. Got it. There it is. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's why I'm here. I just do all my little arts and crafts while I'm in the stream. You never know. I'm not the most popular of all times here. So, I gotta have background and stuff, and I do enjoy doing little things. But yeah, lay on your question. I'm just roping stuff for my crystals. And you might learn something. I do a slip knot with this first. And then you just pull this under and do this type of thing. You got a perfect slip knot. That's how I start these ropes. I'm doing a multicolored one for this one. Alright, you want to know Salen's current feelings for you. No contact, well, that's not good. Hey, you can ask a question. Well, I come on here. But usually I have a lot of other things in my day. I clean, cook, and then I have my various arts and crafts I do. But yeah, Yeah, no contact's no good. Right, let me put these other crystals here on this side of my thing so I don't lose them. I'm gonna put them in a nice yarn rope also. I feel crystals, as long if they're real comfortable, they can actually. Then you could sleep with them and everything, and I feel like your personal energy goes in them when you leave them. I mean, it's just a personal thing here, but that's how I feel about the crystals. And I like the way yarn feels on your neck. I really do. Alright, you got a cardinal moon, and this just signifies making first moves, which is interesting since there's no contact. Then there's a new moon at Aries and a third quarter moon. A new moon at Aries just signifies it's time to, like they used to say when I was younger, shit or get off the pot. And then you got a third quarter moon, and these are talking about adjustments. Maybe if you can try to contact him, I feel there's still love here, but he's just angry about something. Probably about your argument. Maybe you guys just need to come to a meeting of the minds to change it around, honestly. Sometimes the longer you wait with these things, the worse it gets. I will tell you that much. I've been in one of those situations and I waited too long and it didn't go very far. So that I will tell you. Alright. Here. Can you give me guidance for upcomings? And this is Guardian, or no, Garland. Kerr, Mahana. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I can see where your energy's at. Oh, I'm getting very popular these days. Alright. Alright, let me see where your energy is. Alright, you have a dissembling moon, and this is talks about just relaxing and kind of going over your life and relaxing. And maybe just give up your feelings of regret and things like that and letting things go. That's pretty much where you're at with your energy. And you got a full moon of Pisces. And this just talks about balancing your spiritual and practical self, which is very important. If you get too involved with the spiritual, sometimes your practical goes to hell in a handbasket. Then you got your full moon in Taurus also surrounding you, and this just means plans that you have made cannot be fully put to use because they don't have the right plan. So maybe just reevaluate your goals and try to have realistic steps towards your major goal. That's where I'm getting here. And just try to relax and, go on one path that leads to another. That's what's coming to my mind with that, which isn't bad. Alright. Alright. Gouline. Okay, you're welcome. I think that's what that means. Alright. Now I'm going to start this rope a little bit here. I always have good streams at this time for some reason. I think you guys are my best audience. Oh, you're welcome. Sometimes I don't have the best audience. These are true facts. I know that Facebook wants me to go over there and live stream. I don't know about them. Sometimes I'm not sure about all that. I have done these all one color, but if you do just one, like you're braiding your hair, I make these into presents or just put them on my own crystals because I feel you could take your energy and weave it in, especially if it's your own crystal. Because I feel like the art of not doing things for yourself kind of gets lost in translation sometimes. And then we go to these shops and we spend so much money on things. We do. On stuff that people just generally they consolidate things when you go to spiritual shops and it's something somebody made. I mean, these are the true facts of things. So I feel that it's good to do your own. And I'll do these for presents a lot. I really do. And I love these little kid play mats because they have a lot of uses. And when this here, I just take this and then you pull it like that. That's where this kid's play mat does well with this. Because when I get this somewhat weaved the way I want it and I want it more secure, I just do that and you feel it's like it's not on a full head of hair. But it's the same thing like a mannequin. It honestly is. You just move it out. It could be a little tedious, but sometimes, things like this is fun to do. It really is. You gotta make fun in your life. And I feel if you make your own jewelry and on this next paycheck I make, I'm gonna try to get a perfumer set. I really am. I'm gonna try to get that done. Because I figured that it'd be fun to get back to my perfuming too. Because I have a lot of little arts and crafts I like to do. But this is one way of literally making your own little ropes. I like to sometimes spruce it up a color. But I got two more I'm going to probably end up doing. And then, depending on the stream or whatever, I'm going to try to get another one. But I think for my rose quartz, I'm going to use the white cord. You could do a real thick cord with this too. I'm just doing a thinner cord. I just feel like this would be better with a thinner cord. Some crystals you could do a thicker cord. And it doesn't take too much time. And you can have fun. It could be like a whole family project. And you don't have to put crystals on it doing this method. You could put little kid stuff on it, like if they have a pretty heart. You can make kids necklaces with this, doing this method. And kids love yarn. And yarn is so cheap. It really is. People just kind of sometimes forget the uses of yarn. I feel like we just go to the store and depend on everything. But ever since COVID, I kind of been the pioneer woman. If I want to go somewhere, a lot of times my places were closed down. So I became there. Oh, hi. Yeah, you can. I'm just starting to braid my ropes for my crystals. Getting back to my crystal work, I felt this rope would be good for this crystal. I don't know if you can see it. It has all these different colors, so I got black, dark red, and purple rope I'm making for it. And I encourage people to make their own things. I feel it looks nicer. So, but hello, Karad, how you doing? I've been cleaning and just doing a lot of laundry because of my animals. They're ridiculous. I'm like a zookeeper over here. But at least my house is always clean. God forbid, I don't have time to, whenever it gets dirty, I find another area and clean that too. But that's the joy of having animals. But, anyways, your general, you got a mutual moon or mutable moon. I think it's pronounced properly mutable. And in a mutable moon, it just means that your future is not yet set. Everything is ready for whatever happens, and it's unwritten. Just like Back to the Future, where he goes, "Your future's unwritten," and then he goes and marries that girl and stuff. Then you got a full moon in Gemini and a cardinal moon. A full moon in Gemini just means about answers that you've been wanting to know that are coming to you. So all the answers you seek for things are coming soon. And then you got the cardinal moon, and that means just making first moves. Maybe wait for these answers, Karan, and then start making a move. At least some of these answers that you seek are going to be coming soon. I know you've been waiting for them. Sometimes we know the answers, but the thing is, we're not ready for the answers. I've been there. I have totally been there. Yeah, you can. I'm not used to being this popular. You guys are a good audience. I don't even think I get one question over there. Alright, you want a general? Is this JR or JS? You want a general reading? Alright, let me give you a general reading. Alright. Alright. That in threes. Alright. Wait, I think it's JS. Your general reading is a new moon in Gemini. And this just talks about communication. So, which is not bad. I mean, that's where you're at, where you just have to have, where people are communicating to you. And then you got a gibbous moon, and this is when this just means you're close to a goal. Then you got a new moon in Cancer, and that talks about you and your loved ones being safe in your life and your circle. So I'm just picking up whatever your goal is. You're trying to secure your family, and I feel that whatever you're trying to achieve is coming very close. So I guess just kind of watch like for signs of your goal and try to save up your money and stuff. Okay, yeah. Someone's having anxiety. Like I understand this. I have anxiety too. Okay, that was your general reading, and then here. My boyfriend is planning to collect his degree tomorrow. I'm afraid he's going to meet his ex there. I'm afraid he is lying and they both will meet. Well, I can give you a energy reading on it, but honestly, I wouldn't pursue too much jealousy and everything because you're going to push him right towards this ex. And I just know this because I have an ex-husband, and my current husband and ex-husband get along. He should, yeah. I mean, if it's his ex and they had naked time, they had naked time. You just have to be more confident in yourself that you could deal with the circumstances. And if he does meet his ex there, it's probably a good thing. But I would not press the issue. And don't avoid it, because the more you avoid something, the more it comes. And the more you're stressing and think she's going to be there, she probably is. I don't lie to people, but I'll do the energy in that whole situation for you. I mean, you should try to be friends with her, honestly. So what? They had sex. If they had sex, they had sex. If they have kids, they have kids. Before you. But what you have with him is here and now. What they had is the past, and you got to realize that. So that's what you kind of gotta move on with. And if he wants to be with his ex more than he does with you, then somehow you gotta reconcile your feelings, and you gotta let it happen, because that's the only way you're gonna be happy. But in that whole situation, you got a fixed moon, and this talks about holding your vision. So if you want to still be with him, I mean, just hold it and try not to take it out on him. You got a new moon in Aries, and it's just talking about taking action. And then you got a full moon in Gemini with this whole situation about answers. Honestly, I'm seeing that she is going to be there. I'm seeing that she is going to tell him they are going to talk about a relationship. I am totally seeing this. But it could go either way. They broke up for a reason, but they do love each other. I do see he loves you and loves his ex. And I love my ex-husband and my current husband, so I get this. But it's his choice who he wants to actually have sex with. But he is going to love you guys until he dies. And honestly, I agree. I think he should love her, and I think he should love you both. Because love don't go away when we love somebody. And if you really love him, let him go, let him make his decision, and let him see his ex. Just let him. And if them two are going to be happy together, just let it happen. Because you will never find anybody if you stand in the way of true love. If I didn't let my ex-husband go, I would never be with the one I'm in now. Sometimes you just gotta let these things play out. It sounds horrible, but it's the way they are. Just start, just say, hey, did you meet your ex, and don't even go crazy about it. I don't trust you and all that, because when he does have this encounter with her, I see friendship and love. But you're going to turn that friendship to another relationship if you get too jealous. Because these are negative emotions, or jealousy. And jealousy is not good, because jealousy is what's going to make him push him away. And you got to realize that also. Because people can be pushed away. Because I'm seeing they were a good couple. And it had something to do with school, why they broke up. So if you get involved with that or get too ignorant, there's going to be problems, and he's probably going to break up with you. So I know it's hard, but maybe start get a support system, and you're just going to have to kind of deal with things. I know it's easier said than done, and I've done this before. Sometimes you win the battle, sometimes you lose it. That's generally how these things go. But love is a war. Trust me. Alright, you just take one string in here. I take the one string that comes over this way that you're weaving in this way. And I don't say these things to be mean, I say these things to be helpful because sometimes it's what we need. If you're meant to break up with him, maybe it's because he truly does love this woman. And the more years that you sit with the wrong person that you're not supposed to be with, the more resentful that person gets. And then you end up having a divorce at 50 years old. And then it's going to be harder for you to find somebody that you're meant to be with. Most likely you're not. My husband's coworker is going through this. They've been married like 20 years, and now she resents and hates him. And she's going through all these surgeries, and my husband asked me questions. I was like, well, if she says that he's ruining her life and stuff, it's because they just stayed together for the motions. If you stay together for the motions, this is what happens. Sometimes you just gotta let them go and be like, hey, see if you like her. See if you don't like her. I mean, sometimes it works your advantage and sometimes it doesn't, but you gotta know the truth. If you don't live within the truth, then you're living in another realm. And you don't want to live in self-doubt, and you don't want to be living in stuff that's not true. These are things I have found out in my 50 years on this earth. I have literally told my ex-husband I wish him the best, and I told him I would help him find a girlfriend when we broke up. Because it's the right thing to do, to wish people happiness. Even if it's your husband. Because if you had 10 or 20 good years with somebody and then realize you don't love somebody, it's okay. You were just meant to be with somebody for 10 or 20 years, and then your ass was supposed to move on. That's how that goes. And I was okay. We were together 12 years. And we were meant to break apart when we were meant to break apart. And I still to this day wish him a happy relationship. So just because the ex is there doesn't mean the ex loves them. And they could love them, but you could love someone and not want to sleep with them. Because just because you want to sleep with this person doesn't mean everyone else does. Because sex causes drama. Especially if you guys were involved or anything of that sort. So these are things that you try to avoid at times. And I've been living in these truths, and you know what? It works for me. It totally works for me, and I've had my exes just like I've had two exes. My oldest father, we were going to get married, but he cheated on me, and I met his wife. I like his wife, and we get along. And the things that she complains about that he does is stuff that aggravated me when we were together, and I am so happy that I'm never sleeping with him again. Because when you gotta sleep at night with somebody that you don't like, it's it's literally despair. Sometimes you can love somebody in that moment one way and not love them another way. And him and his ex could be this way. I'm feeling it goes both ways. But if they're not meant to be together and he wants to give another try, you can't stand in the way either. So, I mean, love is a double edged sword. It really is. This is why I have arts and crafts and I like to try painting. I've always loved paintings. Love them. I've always loved Bob Ross. I love doing yarn work. I love doing lots of arts and crafts. I could see me one day having an arts and crafts store, honestly. I enjoy everything about arts and crafts. I'm thinking about getting out my knitting needles for some more of these and do some more stuff for the crystals with the knitting needles. I have a lot of different ones. I got big knitting needles and large knitting needles, and I feel it's a lost art, but it's something that in our past that our ancestors have always done. And knitting is it's fun. You can get a lot of aggression out. Just and it helps you with Alzheimer's and stuff. It really does, especially knitting because it's they say it's harder. A lot of people say knitting's harder. I don't find it hard, but I'm hoping not to have Alzheimer's because I figure I got like 20 years on this earth. That's why things like love and who's sleeping with who doesn't bother me because when you get to live a half a century, you just kind of realize what's important in life. And what's important in life is doing things you like and getting your message out. And really, that's what it's about. Whatever your message is. Everybody has a different message. Don't be a sheep. Don't just follow the flock. Find out what you personally have to offer the world, no matter what it is. It could be a great cookie recipe. It doesn't have to be something spectacular. It really doesn't. Just something small that you were meant to do. And I do this. For me, this is something I like to do. Because I feel that it's more fun this way, life. And yarn is something really fun to work with. And I like to work with things that are cheap. Alright, and I pulled this over my fingers. You just go over and then under these two fingers. And you can take this finger and pull it out. There. We're gonna go over this way again. There you go. Sometimes I slip knot this twice. And I just do these for presents. People like to do these for presents. I like when I make this stuff. Alright. Alright, and then to get these on, I got this other little shirt under here. I always layer my clothes. It's winter here and it's kind of cold in this area. But you just put this on like this. I kind of made it for the size of my neck. Because this is how I make my own clothes. And then you hold it in the back for what you think will look good here. Alright. And then you can slip knot this again if you want. Because sometimes what I do is you could do small slip knot here and kind of do it where you would like it. And yeah, you kind of have to come out more when you do a slip knot that way. And if you're going to wear a crystal for a while, this is a really good way of weaving your energy into it. It really is. Alright, and I'm going to cut these. And your mitts meant to be resewn. It's an old witch tradition. A very old witch tradition. They used to call it weaving your sorrow and stuff. But see? But yeah, they used to call it weaving your sorrow. That's what it used to call it. And you hold it in there and here. See, and this comes down a little like a divot right here. And when it gets loose, a lot of the energy that you kind of put into it from making it is there also. But that's what they say in old Celtic stuff. And it really looks cool. And it's a good way of putting energy into it. I have some of that stuff I have. The sour sop. It's supposed to be good for your immune system. I'm going to drink on that. Because my ass has been sick a long time. Now these, I like to make the quartz. I like to kind of match it with a color that matches them. I'm going to do pink and white for this one. Oh, my arm still hurts. My little injury from work. But, okay. I have a huge yard bag from folks. I'm going to do this one. But this one kind of, I don't know, I like it. Kind of zones for me here. I'm going to sculpt this one kind of pretty. And this one, I think I'm going to do. Alright, well, this slip knotted its own damn self, so I'm going to cut that for one. And I'll probably keep this for myself. But I weave all my own jewelry. I totally weave it because I feel it's better this way. I'm going to use 2 pink. You go buy your strings. I know how to braid hair, so this is kind of easy for me, I guess. And if you know how to braid hair, this is the best tactic to have. There, and we're going to go here. And I'm just measuring out how long this is. I like to make them, another tip is try to make them a little bit longer. And the more thicker your cord is, like this is a thinner cord with 3. I'm going to do it just a little tiny bit thicker. You can do a corn roll with 4 strings. But you got to remember how many strings you add is how much the thickness is. So, alright, now we're just going to slip knot this. I love braiding yarn. I don't know why. Braiding yarn intrigues me. The simplest activities do this to me. Alright. Alright. I am going to keep these two together and do this. So when this comes through the rope, you see like one streak of this, and then the other ones are kind of intertwined together and make a really nice pattern. So that's what I'm going to do here. Alright. There we go. This way it has a nice stripe. Because you make stripes when you're doing this. And sometimes the striped look in these ropes is nice. And then you gotta keep it real tight when you're getting the string right here. Figure you're gonna get 3 of these babies done. Sometimes I don't have time to get all of my roping done. And I do like to do my roping. I find this fun. And it's cheap, it's something for the whole family to do. I like to keep cheap activities when you have like kids and stuff. Or older kids, it kind of cuts down on your budget. And these are friendly to the environment, folks. These kind of ropes. They seriously are. If you make these, it's nice because you're helping out all the animals in the environment. They're biodegradable. And biodegradable is something that we should be looking into for our households because these animals are suffering, our environment's suffering because we don't do a lot of biodegradable things. We want to be all fancy with all of our stuff, but does it really matter if you have that fancy suit or whatever? Because it really doesn't. I mean, clothes is clothes. I just put on whatever is matches and it's in my house. So that's where I'm at with that. And I try to be biodegradable. I try to reuse my plastic. And you save a lot of money living this kind of lifestyle. I've been doing it since COVID and I like it. I enjoy living like this. Around Christmas time, everybody was broke. I wasn't. I make my own. I do want to probably will have extra money in next month or two. And I probably can get back to doing my perfuming also. And then still work on getting to be a better sketch artist, which is just something that was on my list to do. I just got a lot of list of things that I want to do in life. I really do. But yeah, that actually looks really nice. Because sometimes I can't get to the store to get places where I want to get. So braiding my own cords helps, and I help the environment. Because, I mean, what are we buying? We're just making somebody rich that made it for you. And they made a profit on it when you can make it yourself. You can make your own hats. There's a lot of stuff. You can go to thrift stores, you could get material and make your own clothes. Or just go and buy material and make your own clothes. That too. You can do that, absolutely. But I think I'm going to start making coasters and stuff going to start practicing my crocheting because I do like doing that a lot. But I wanted to get some of my crystals roped up here. Because I do like having my crystals, as I feel that I may be using these guys soon. And I like to have them on a ready-made rope when I'm ready to use them. Whenever I need my rose quartz. But here we go. There's the second one. And like I said, it's a little time consuming, but it's alright. It takes a little time, but such is life. Things take time in life. And then I'll find out, I wanted to do this sketching of these swords. And I wanted to try to draw a dragon. I feel that could be the next portrait that I do. So I'll probably be doing that next. This don't even seem straight. Yeah, this seems to be better than my last cord. Sometimes these are way more sturdy and better. And like I said, biodegradable. After you're dead, these things will be good, and the earth doesn't have to suffer having them in existence, because the earth does suffer a lot having these things in existence. And I say this with a heavy heart because it does. And I love the look of it. And yarn pants are warm. They're very warm. It does say in the Bible, don't covet people's stuff. I don't covet anybody's things. I don't covet their husband or nothing. I got my own agenda going on here. And that's what we're supposed to do, is not be coveting things. I mean, when it says it in the main Bible, I haven't really, I know I brushed up on Bibles 20 years ago, but I'd have to look it up. But a lot of times I see that kind of message through every Bible. You're not supposed to be greedy. God does not want you to be greedy. So it's kind of like a greed thing, I guess you could say. I'm trying to get this more towards the middle. And I'm not greedy. I'm absolutely not greedy. Which I'm glad for, because when you're greedy, you don't get anything, nothing good comes to you if you're jealous or greedy. People seem to forget these things. But it's true. Greed and jealousy get you nowhere. Right in here where these two are is where you want to start placing your pendant. So I'm going to try to get these two through here. Yeah, when you get too much of a fancy pants, that's when God takes away things from you. Little by little, you get things taken away. And it's always stuff you like. God doesn't take things. God punishes us a lot of times. A lot of times he's punished me like one of his own children, which I am one of his children. We're all one of his children. I'm not special. And when I was greedy before, just something would get taken away from me that I liked a lot, and I got the message. I was being greedy. And this is how God gives you a what's up. That's what I call it, the what's up from God. Alright, when you get to this middle part, and this is crossing over, that's when you put that there. Because these are weaved in. In ancient days, they called this weave-in magic because you take your chi and you're putting it in these things. That's what the old saying is. If it's true, I don't know. I do feel that my crystals hold a lot of extra kind of juju, which is good. So I'm just gonna get these here. Move this out. This looks really nice with pink and white. I mean, when I was doing this before, I was sick, and sometimes I would get really tired all the time, and my arms would hurt. Now that I'm feeling better, I feel that I'm better at this. Probably because I have more energy to contribute to it. The sour sops help me for my immune system. That totally is working. I it does make you pee a lot though. It does really, because I deal with all these people with pneumonia. My mother-in-law keeps sending me these videos from TikTok about pneumonia. I haven't had my pneumonia shot, but I've had so many shots. I'm kind of done with shots. I mean, I'm just there where I'm done with shots. And if I'm going to get pneumonia, I'm just going to get pneumonia. That's where I'm at with that. And I've been doing other stuff to try to build my immune system over because I'm frankly getting tired of going to hospital appointments. So I guess that's where we're at with that. Who wants to continue going to the hospital a lot? I mean, doctors, sometimes they know what they're doing. A lot of times over here in America, I feel they over medicate. I don't like taking a lot of pills. I don't, not at all. I take holistic things because I feel it's better for you. I feel sometimes the doctors just want to keep us sick because they want to get all these scheduled drugs out. And I feel they get paid way too much too. I mean, to me, I'm a fan of socialism. I live in a capitalistic country, but I vibe with socialism. So, go figure. A socialist and a capitalist world. That's where I'm at. So, but I'll survive it. I always do. Always do I survive it. But this is a really nice chain here. That's why I'd like to be Pioneer Woman. Because sometimes I feel capitalism takes away from the little people. A lot of people end up that don't know how to manage their money right to stay away from like $100 purses and stuff. Buy all this stuff and then they have no money. They say, I have to have a car. I have to have this. Well, you really don't have to have a car. I mean, technically, you can live in an area like I like to work at nursing homes. You can move in an area that's close to like possible works, and there's always a way because driving these days is kind of scary. I'm not a fan of driving. I used to. It's not that I never had my driver's license. I have. I just. I guess I just don't want it. And I could get my driver's license back. That's not a big deal. But I feel that it shouldn't matter because everybody survived without a car 200 years ago, and they're just so expensive. They really are. They're so expensive. I don't know. I guess it's the state of the world. I mean, what are we gonna do? Alright, I'm gonna start closing this up here. Probably take Chong outside. And then I'm gonna. I haven't crocheted in like a year, so I'm gonna go on the YouTube and just brush up. I have the idea, but I need to brush up on a couple methods of crocheting, and I'll probably come back. So, okay. See how nice that is? It's very nice. And then you rope it out, and it looks really pretty. It is very pretty. My mother-in-law hates these. She said during slavery, the white people used to do this, and they used to put them in nooses. She said my some of my stuff reminds her of slavery time, which I never meant for this to look like that. It's I just think I like yarn. I'm a yarn fan, but I guess if it reminds you of those kind of days and you're a little bit older style, maybe this wouldn't be the necklace for you. All right, I'm making this. I'm taking the ones that are fringed out, and then just take the excess right there, and then you put this right in here, and you got this one, which is showing this up here. Yeah, that one and this one. Now I got two on, and they both look really pretty. And then you didn't have to really buy anything, and you got something that's biodegradable for the environment. But I'm gonna come on here after I take Chong to the bathroom, and I'll probably be doing more ropes. So I got a bunch of crystals I gotta rope out, and then I'm gonna do a couple, I'm gonna try to make little pouches for the crystals, because crystals, they like nice soft things. And it's better to hand make all of your stuff. Handmade stuff with crystals gives a lot of happy energy. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll be back after his walk and stuff. Because this is pretty much where I'm at, finishing up my laundry and doing this. So I hope everybody's having a good day, and the lady having anxiety. Everything works out between her and her boyfriend. And you guys have a great day.